Yesterday, somebody was asking me, what is the most important aspect of the spiritual path of becoming a BK? And I was telling them the most important aspect is to just stay on the path. So, you see, there is not much that we have to do. Baba is, almost holding our hands and keeping us in his lap and taking us across. So, most of the work Baba is doing. But what do I have to do? So, I have to, of course, follow the directions of Baba. But more than that, I have to win over Maya. I have to be victorious over all the challenges that Maya gives me. And I have to keep holding Baba's hand. That is the most important thing, because Baba today gives an example of many people who joined courses in the world. Maybe somebody has joined the study of law or medicine, but what is important is they finish the college. What if they drop out in between? In the middle, you leave the study or you leave the college. Then, have you seen those people who drop out from the college or who leave study in between, and then for the next 50 years they keep saying, had I completed it, I would have become this, or I would be here. And everybody else also around will say the same thing. But the fact is they didn't complete it and they are not there. So Baba says here also, the most important thing is don't leave in between. So just stay on the path. And although, it looks very simple that, of course, I love Baba, of course, I'm benefiting from the journey, so why will I not stay on the path? But what we forget is Maya. So Maya is also trying her best to remove us from the path. And Maya brings obstacles, and you see, there are many kinds of obstacles that come on the spiritual path. There are some obstacles that come from outside. Yes, so when you are with Baba and you are in absolute good state, powerful state, and then there is some obstacle from outside. Maybe there is some person who is objecting to you being on the spiritual path, and then there are other situations that are coming up. And those are the least of our problems, because you are with Baba, so nothing actually is very powerful and you can overcome it very easily. But when does the real problem arise? When Maya messes up with your own thoughts. And Maya has the ability to plant doubt into our intellect. Because you see, we have been in Ravan Rajya for 63 births, and in those 63 births, we have actually trained our intellect into a lot of false beliefs, and we have a lot of falsehood as our sanskar. And then what Maya does is, it gives power to those false beliefs, and then it starts creating doubt in the intellect. And don't you ever have doubts in the intellect? So, maybe even for 1 second, but sometimes you have a moment of doubt. And Baba today says something very interesting, that, when a student would drop out from school or college, then the student will say that I didn't have the money to study, or I didn't have the courage to study. But the student would never say that the study was wrong, the teacher was wrong, or I didn't, the college and the aim object of the college is wrong. They would never say that. Would they say that, even if you study there, you won't become an engineer? No, if you are into an engineering college, you can never say that you would not become an engineer if you are there. But Baba says it is a wonder of Sangam Yuga that when children come here, they have faith that this, I am a soul and this is my Baba, and then whatever Baba is teaching me, if I follow that, then I will change from a human to a deity. And we have absolute faith in that. But then what Maya would do is, after some time, you will start having thoughts about, I don't know whether I'm a soul or not. I don't know whether we'll become human deities from humans or not. I don't know if Baba is actually come from the Paramdham and is teaching us, or is it just some human being saying all of this stuff? So Baba says, Maya has this ability to plant doubt into your intellect. And then comes the role of courage. And we have, when we think about virtues, then we don't usually think about courage. But courage is a very important virtue on the path of spirituality. And what is courage? So, when we talk about courage, we generally think that you need courage to overcome obstacles. And we think about obstacles as something external. But you also need courage to overcome the doubts that come as obstacles internally to you. So when you have this thought of doubt, then also you need courage to overcome it. And you need to exert, just like, if somebody is trying to pull your leg and, make you fall, then you need courage to stop them from doing that and keep standing in your place. Similarly, you need courage to hold on to your faith and not allow Maya to put you into doubt. And courage is very connected to faith. And faith is an aspect of the intellect. And today Baba talks about when the intellect is powerful, it's not dull, then you have the courage to win over Maya. And why? Because if your intellect is full of faith that no, what I have faith in is absolutely true, and then you don't allow Maya to shake that faith, then that is an act of courage. So do you show courage, or do you do so? Are you aware that this kind of a tussle happens inside many times? Yes. And then when this tussle happens, do you surrender to Maya? Do you create this thought that, okay, I'm having this doubt, so maybe, my doubt is right, or that is surrendering to Maya. And it is very easy to surrender. And that is what Maya wants. But you have to understand that if you want to stay on the path, because only the ones who stay on the path will get the inheritance. Those who leave in between will not. So, to stay on the path, you need a lot of courage, and you need to, defeat those weak thoughts, those thoughts of doubt that come into your mind, and that's your act of courage that you have to show. And when I was reading the Murli today, I found this very, very interesting because I had never thought about courage like this. Of course, we show this courage. Of course, on this path, many a times you have certain thoughts, and then you defeat those thoughts and you come to that place of having complete faith. But I didn't know that what I was doing was an act of courage. And Baba today very nicely puts that you cannot win any war without courage, can you? So you need courage to you need if you lose courage, you lose everything. That is the formula towards loss. So let me give you one example. There's one brother, and he is preparing for a certain exam, and some days back he just told me that I don't think I'm willing to study for 8 hours or 10 hours a day for the next 6 months, and I'm just thinking of giving up, and I'm thinking of joining a job or something in the private sector. And then I told him, your exam is just in the next February, so why don't you just pull up some courage and defeat these thoughts and show this courage that you want to just persevere for another 4 or 5 months. So he said, so you see, there are moments in life also when you feel like giving up, but maybe success is just round the corner and you give up before that. But when you don't want to give up, then what do you need? You need courage. And any kind of path, it needs courage. So if you don't have this internal courage, if you see people are in the world also, people are working for right and wrong. I'm not going into whether you should do that or not, but people, those who do that also, those who fight cases and those who are trying to change laws or bring about new laws or something, they have this courage to persevere despite setbacks and backlashes, because many a times you encounter situations and obstacles which make you give up, which which tell you that maybe you will not see the light of the day. And but in our case, it's a little interesting because we do not we need discernment to find out that this is the enemy. Because when Maya plants doubts into your intellect and you are not able to discern that this is Maya's belief system, this thought or this idea is Maya's idea, not my idea, then you will find the courage to defeat it. But the biggest problem on spiritual path is you think you are the mind, you are the intellect, you are the sanskar. So when Maya attacks the intellect, you don't understand that this is not Baba's buddhi speaking, this is Maya's idea which is working. And then you start associating with it. You are not able to differentiate between what is my idea and what is Maya's idea. And when you are on the spiritual path, you have to make a very good distinction, because the first point of faith is, I am a soul. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am not the sanskars I have acquired. I am the soul, and I am the master of my mind, intellect, and sanskar, and my mind, intellect, and sanskar has been under the control of Maya for 63 births. So let me take everything with a pinch of salt. Don't say this is my nature. No, this is Ravan's nature that's talking. Don't say this is my opinion, my idea. This is Ravan's idea that's talking. So you need to differentiate between thoughts that Baba gives you, truth that Baba tells you, sanskars that Baba gives you, and those that Maya gives you. Because there is nothing of your own right now. But what happens is, having lived in the Ravan Rajya for 63 births, we start confusing Maya's sanskar for my sanskar. So, we say Maya's opinion is my opinion, Maya's sanskar are my sanskar, Maya's thoughts are my thoughts, because I have lived in Maya's world for 63 births. And that is where I make a mistake. And then, you don't, instead of pulling up your courage and defeating those, you start giving more power to it by saying, I think so, and I believe in this, and I feel like this. And I remember, there was this one Mata, and she was coming to class every day, and then one day she suddenly stopped. And then I asked her what happened. Then she said, I feel that what kind of a life is this? You keep, getting up early, you keep, practicing all kinds of purity. And this is a life of, a lot of penance and struggle. And I want an easy life. So I said, but 15 days ago, you were telling me you want to become a deity. And today you are telling me you want an easy life. So which one is you? Because 15 days back you had complete faith that you are now in Ravan Rajya and it is a world of sorrow, and you want to go to the world of happiness, and you are trying to create that world. And today you are telling me that you have you want an easy life. So which one is actually you? So if the one who was speaking 15 days back is you, then this one is Ravan's voice, right? So why are you not winning over it? Why are you saying this is what my heart is saying or I am saying? You are not saying it, because you are the one who nodded to Gyan, is it not? You came and you said, I am a soul and I am Shiv Baba's child and my original nature is purity. Then who is getting attracted to impurity? Not you. It is your sanskar of vice that's getting attracted to purity, to impurity. But then when that's happening, the mistake you're making is you're saying, I am getting attracted to impurity. And that's why maybe impurity is my nature. So you have to, again, go back to basics, that I am a soul and all of these other things are acquired. And these acquired things have come from Ravan Rajya and they are different from me. I am Baba's child and these are all coming from the world of Ravan. And then you have to defeat those thoughts, those ideas by pulling up your faith and having the courage, because courage is very important. it's not a one time thing that, certain thoughts came or certain feelings came up and you just changed them. No, you have to continuously keep doing this and not get tired. So you need a lot of courage to do that. If you get tired and give up, then Maya will make you fall off and not stay on the journey. So this is an act of courage that you have to show every time thoughts of doubt come up. And you have to hold on to your faith. So you see that it is faith. We had faith. That's why we are on this path, right? We have faith that I am a soul and Baba has come and we are going to the deity kingdom. And you have to hold on to that faith again and again and again. And if you just give up on that faith, then Maya will do its work. Then what? Then you go back to the world you came from. Then why did you waste so much time? So Baba says you came from that world. So obviously, there was something that you were seeking, and then you found it here, so you stayed. Then don't allow Maya to send you back to that old world. And do you know, there's a very interesting phenomena in our life. If you look at the Kali psychology makes you look at all the problems in the present and makes you glorify everything in the past. Yes, but if you ask yourself a very simple question, do you want to go back? Do you want to bring your past into the present? Do you? So, everybody, I've seen this happening. So, there is this thing that goes on that every situation, every person that belonged to your past, people start glorifying them in their mind. But the problem is you left them behind for a reason. They were not serving you the way you wanted them to, and that's why you left them behind. But today, when you are in a different phase of life, what you start doing is you start glorifying your past in your mind, and then you start finding faults with your present. And then what happens is you attract that same past which you hated, which you left behind, and invoke it into your present. Okay, and then you say, sorry, Baba, I shouldn't have thought like this. But it is your own doing. So Baba says, you have to understand that you died alive from that birth, from that Kali birth, because you found meaning and purpose in what Baba is telling you. And then don't allow Maya to trick you into doubt again. Because then where will you end up? You will end up in the same world which you left. And that is so disgraceful. Because, because when you came, you told everybody, I found God and I'm going to be a deity. And then those same people will ask us, you had found God, what happened to that? And then, people become so shameless, they say, no, that was all lies. And Baba says that when Baba's children do this, then they incur a lot of, karmic debit because of that. It's a big pap karma when you go and defame Baba. And all this happens because you don't show courage and don't defeat those weak thoughts that put you into doubt. So let me tell you very honestly, every BK has these thoughts of doubts. There is nobody who doesn't, because obviously we have 63 births of sanskars and our buddhi has been under the influence of Ravan Raj under the influence of vices for 63 births. So many a times your buddhi, your mind will turn against what Baba is saying. But then continuously have courage and win over those thoughts. Because otherwise, they will put you back into the gutter from which you came. And Baba yesterday told, have mercy on yourself. Please have mercy on yourself. And doing this for yourself is also a very big act of mercy. Yes, and I have seen many children who have spoilt their fortune by not showing the courage to defeat thoughts of Maya. And Baba says that then what happens? They go and defame also. And then what happens is they incur 100-fold punishment. And don't be that person. And Baba today says there are many children who also have doubts on Baba when they face obstacles. So, after coming to Baba, if the obstacles are many, then also you start doubting Baba. Many people say earlier there were not many obstacles, but here there are obstacles. So the problem is, if you don't do anything, there are no obstacles. Yes. Earlier you were not doing anything for your self-improvement. You were only damaging yourself. Why would there be obstacles? So obviously there'll be obstacles on this path. If you want to, you look around in the world, even in Kali Yuga. Look around and see people who are choosing to lead a very ordinary life. They have no obstacles. Do they have obstacles? No. But the moment they want to lead a good life, the moment they want to earn money, the moment they want to grow, in life, even in terms of not spiritual growth, but material growth also, they will face a lot of obstacles. Yes, you run a small shop, no obstacles. You want to make that shop a big business, lot of obstacles. Because then you are up against the powerful. So, when you choose to be ordinary, then the powerful have a lot of compassion with you. Because they want you to stay ordinary. But once you become their competition, they will be up against you. And similarly, when you are with Maya, Maya is not posing any obstacle to you. All the situations will be favorable, people will be favorable. But once you start, embracing purity, making your choices of good choices about on the spiritual path, then everybody will be up against you. You see, you were being impure, nobody was against you. You choose purity, everybody is against you. What's wrong with purity? So nothing is wrong with purity. The problem is you're choosing purity in an impure world. So there will be obstacles. People will be upset with you. Those who are benefiting from your lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, they will be disturbed when you withdraw those things from them. And then there are obstacles. And Baba says there are many children who, who do not understand this, and then they start having doubts on the path because, they think that I don't want obstacles. But if you want to be a rich person in Kali Yuga also, you will have a lot of obstacles. Then if you want health, wealth, happiness, prosperity, everything in Satyug, why will there not be obstacles? There will be obstacles. And there are many people who tell me, you faced a lot of obstacles, Didi, and we really feel that what you faced was too much. And then I tell them, No, but I'm becoming a deity and I will face obstacles. So, do you understand that there is this story about the floor, the marble on the floor, and the marble out of which the deity is made, the sculpture is made. And then you see the marble on the floor gets beaten very less, much lesser compared to the the marble in the deity form, because that has to be chiseled well so that it comes out as a perfect deity. So Baba says there will be obstacles, and no BK should ever assume that there won't be obstacles on the path. Otherwise, Maya will use that belief system and make you fall off the path. Then Baba says there are many children who say, my teacher is not good. Yes, so, and this is a phenomena in many places where they say the teacher is not good. Now, the problem is, if after saying the teacher is not good, the child leaves Baba, that means that the teacher is not the problem, faith is the problem. Yes, so if you had a problem with the teacher, you could go to a new teacher. Yes, there are so many teachers, physical teachers in the yagya. That was not a problem. The problem is you left Baba saying that the Brahmani or the teacher was not good. That means you had no faith in Baba. And you were just saying this as an excuse. So Baba says, who is your teacher? I am your teacher. Na? Why did you leave study? Why did you leave study if you'd maybe the Sakar instrument, you didn't like the Sakar instrument, all right, no problem. But why did you leave the study? You left the study because you don't have faith in me. And those who leave Baba, when we talk to our seniors and there is some child of Baba who leaves Baba, and we tell them that so and so left Baba, then the immediate answer that we get is, this child never had faith in Baba. Because if you have faith in Baba, you would never leave Baba in the study. Maybe, there are 100 reasons you didn't find the center good, the teacher good, no problem. You have so many options these days. But why did you leave Baba? Because you had no faith in Baba. That's why you left Baba. And leaving Baba means you never had recognition that this is Baba. And if you had recognition that this is Baba, then even if 100 obstacles came, you could pull up the power to adjust and tolerate and do all sorts of things. And stay on the path. What is the big deal? I remember there was this one brother, and he was a North Indian, and he stayed in South India for 5 years. And he attended the Murli class, which was spoken in Kannada, for 5 years. And he used to just sit there with his print Murli and read that while the Didi was reading the Kannada Murli and explaining it. And he told me that it's okay, na Didi, even if I don't understand the language, what's the problem? I am in Baba's home. I am listening to Baba's Murli and I am getting what Baba is saying. What's the problem? So, those who have faith never cite reasons, and those who cite reasons don't have faith. So, that is the law. And Baba says that in order that you claim your inheritance, you have to show courage at every step. You have to show, and Baba also talks about dull intellect and sharp intellect. So, dull intellect means that the knowledge of the soul, Baba, drama, the knowledge that about time has not sat in your intellect. And that's why with one blow of Maya, you are, shaken up. But if you have a sharp intellect and that intellect has absorbed the truth, then whatever Maya does, no problem, you will still defeat it. There is no BK who is not fighting a war within. But the problem is not that you don't fight a war. The thing is you win in the war. So you are not a good BK if you're not at war. You will be at war. There are 63 births of sanskars. But you are a good BK if you win the war every time. Show courage and win the war. So this is what Baba is talking about today, and this is very, very important. Because sometimes children also, Maya also deceives you like this, that if I have weak thoughts, that means I'm not a good BK. No, you are not a bad BK if you have weak thoughts. If you are a bad BK, if you succumb to them, you don't succumb to them, you don't surrender to them, you win over them. You are a very good BK. Okay, Om Shanti.